Hey everyone, GuardianE here with another live reaction and first impression video for Fire Emblem Heroes. Today we're going to be taking a look at the reveal trailer for the next Mythic Hero to drop into the game in just a few short days. I have the trailer pulled up. I have not looked at the screen yet, so we'll be surprised together as we watch the trailer for the first time. We'll go through with a quick reaction, and then first impressions with respect to who's on the banner, and then we'll go ahead and rewind, take a closer look at the Mythic Hero skills, break it down, and also break down the banner. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Alright, is that too loud? Feels a little loud there. Alright, there we go. A new Mythic Hero joins the battle. And, oh, okay. Lewd Dream indeed. Oh, man. So we are getting Plumeria, the flying red tome dancer, fairy, everything. Flower of Plenty, Sweet Dreams, Attack, Res, Push. I'm a big fan of Plumeria. I like her a lot, and her art is absolutely beautiful. So it's sort of odd. I mean, it's a little bit of a surprise. I feel like we're getting her kind of early. The book hasn't ended, and I don't even know if it's close to ending at this point. So Ephraim, Lucina. Oh, there's Yoon. Okay. Micaiah. What else have we got? Leaf. Celica. That's very good. Leaf. Lilith. Oh, hey, Lilith. There's Legendary Celeste. Some Julian action as well. 8% banner. Okay. So starting on the 30th of September, all the way up until the 6th of October. So we'll be getting a full week for this unit and the respective banner as well. Like I said, I mean, they introduced a lot of new characters in Book 4, so I guess I shouldn't be, like, they've got to bust them out at some point, and I'm kind of surprised to see Plumeria as a Mythic Hero here. Peony was a Mythic Hero, of course, as was Mirabilis, so I guess I shouldn't be terribly surprised, but there are just a lot of fairies in Book 4. All of them being Mythic Hero seems like a bit of a stretch, but it seems like that's kind of the route that we're on. So I guess, barring any changes to that, we should be expecting all of them to be Mythic Heroes, in addition to the big bad, in addition to, I don't know, maybe even the Freya. I don't know, maybe even the brother. I know he's dead, quote unquote. Who knows if he's really dead? But of course, that doesn't mean that they can't, bring him back. Gunthra. Gunthra. So, yeah. Plumeria is here, though, and she looks amazing. I mean, that art is... Hello. I'm a big fan of it, and I've wanted... I knew that when Plumeria was going to drop into the game, I would be going for her. Let's go ahead and rewind, take a closer look at Plumeria. Yes, please. As well as the other units that are on the banner. Alright. New Mythic Hero joins the battle. And there is that art. I mean, we're very familiar with the art. We've been in battle with her this entire time, over and over and over again. But just to kind of reiterate, it's, it's gorgeous. She's the Lewd Dream, so obviously she is going to be, very physically attractive. But just the coloring and the choice of colors on her persona itself, like the butterfly wings, like even the hair is iridescent. It's not just like a standard silver. It has, the shades of the purple and the pinks and the blues behind her, and she has those viney thorns that are kind of tracing and wrapping around her figure a little bit. Works very well with the overall imagery of her being, very dangerous, but also at the same time very seductive, very alluring. Nicole Ghost doing the voice work, Yoshiku doing the art in general for Book 4, but also, of course, doing Plumeria's art, and she looks awesome. I mean, she really does. So let's keep going and take a look at what her skills are and what they've altered from the story version. I'm not going to remember what the story version had off the top of my head, but we'll start with her weapon, Flower of Plenty. It's a 14 light red tome, grants res +3, grants attack res +3, to allies within 5 rows and 3 columns centered on unit during combat. For a support unit like a dancer, you can't ask for much more than being able to buff your allies or debuff the enemy, and she does buff her allies just fine, and that is definitely a solid one, especially, in the direction that the game is taking with larger AoE buffs and larger AoE debuffs. This certainly falls in line with those. Sweet Dreams is her assist. It's going to be her refreshing skill. Grants another action to an ally and grants attack speed defense res +3 to target ally for 1 turn. Inflicts attack speed defense res -4 on nearest foes within 4 spaces of target ally through foes' next actions. Just as I was saying with her weapon, a dancer wants to be able to buff and debuff, and Sweet Dreams allows her to do exactly that. And it's nice because it creates a differential essentially of 7 for all stats, which is a very powerful, very potent indeed. And of course the range is 4 spaces from the target ally, which again is a much a larger range for a debuff, which I think they're trying to push recently. Attack res push 4, the push skills, or the tier 4 of the push skills are excellent. At start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%, grants attack res +7. After combat, if unit attack, grants 5 damage to unit. Most initiations, most times where the unit's going to be attacking or most skirmishes, you're never going to reach the below 25% for most of the units that are going to be using a push 4 skill. So those work really, really well. Sabotage speed 3 for the B slot. At start of turn, if any foe's res is less than or equal to unit's res -3, and that foe is adjacent to another foe, inflict speed -7 on that foe through its next action. So that sort of indicates that she might have some pretty high res. I don't remember what her stat line is in the actual storyline, so I can't say for certain. Sabotage skills, they're okay. I just think that the B slot itself is extremely competitive, so sabotage skills really, I feel like they don't carry enough water to really endorse using them in this instance, but it's there, it's fine. Now attack res rain 3, inflicts attack res -4 on foes within 2 spaces during combat. Loving the rain skills, love how they're busting them out. They work well and in tandem on hybrid teams when you have a flyer. They work well on flyer teams too. And just having that potential to in combat debuff the opponent, which is something that is very difficult to neutralize, is just a great thing. Like to see more of these, certainly. So Plumeria here doesn't really have anything mind-blowing, I would say, well, other than her art. But I don't think she has anything mind-blowing in terms of her skill set. She doesn't bring anything exceptionally new other than wide-ranging buffs and debuffs, which is very, very nice. So she's going to be solid. She's going to be a useful utility unit to bring along as a flyer, as a Red Tome flyer, which is relatively rare as well. Red Tome flyer dancer, I should say. Which is relatively rare as well. So it's an archetype that's not seen quite as much. And then, of course, she does enjoy, being a Mythic Hero status and enjoying the benefits that are bestowed that way as well. So let's keep going. And here she goes. So there's the attacking art. Well, we've all seen it before. She looks great. I love the high ponytail, form-fitting outfit, the thigh-high boots, the coloring. It all comes together, I think. Overall, yeah, just Yoshiko did a great job on her art. And she's got that kind of thorny petal ball that she kind of tosses. And there's her Sweet Dreams. Sweet Lewd Dreams. And then here's the rest of the cast that's going to be hitting up on the banner itself that will be available. So let's break down the colors a little bit. So Plumeria is going to be a red on this banner. She's going to be the marquee character, so certainly going to be coveted. And alongside her is going to be both Leaf and Seliph. Seliph being one of the more recent legendary heroes to get dropped into the game, so certainly still desirable. I think Leaf is actually still very strong. Very, very strong. Red always runs into the gambit of issues with respect to diversity. I mean, they're all sword units and everybody has a million sword units, but at the same time, what you've got here is 3 legendary / mythic heroes, and that's always a good thing. If you're missing any of them or all of them, I'm personally missing all of them, then, red might be the way to go, especially since, again, you've got Plumeria here as the marquee character. For green next, we've got Yoon as well as... we've actually got Yoon as well as Micaiah and Yoon, as well as Celica. So that's actually a pretty darn strong color as well. Yoon is still very good currently. Celica is an absolute powerhouse as far as offensive magic pressure. And Micaiah has a lot of utility. Now Micaiah, this is the Brave Micaiah, and so Brave Micaiah does not have, she's not limited in any specific fashion. You can basically get her anywhere. That doesn't stop her from being a useful unit with useful skills for sure. But I do value the limited nature of limited heroes, so mythics and legendaries in general, I do kind of put on a pedestal a little bit. I think they have some native inherent value being limited and being legendary and mythic heroes. So if I had to, I'd probably put green a little bit under red, but really not by that much. And then blue is going to be legendary Ephraim, as well as legendary Lucina, as well as Lilith. So that's I would say that's probably on the weaker side as far as the colors are concerned. I still think that Lucina has utility. Just that Future Vision is going to have that native and inherent utility. I see a lot of people very incorrectly post that Legendary Chrom just completely makes Legendary Lucina redundant. No, that's really just not how it works. They do different things. So I don't think that that's the case at all. She's very old as far as a legendary hero, but I still think that she has some utility. And then you've got Legendary Ephraim there, who is definitely on the older side. Can still run a lot of very effective builds as like Gale Force Lancer and things like that. But the reality is that a lot of Cavalry Lancers out there just outshine him at this juncture. So and Lilith is non-limited. She's got some really cool stuff, but I don't think, this wouldn't be the banner to go in for her specifically. I'm going to say that blue is definitely well under red and green. And then for colorless, to bring up the rear, we've got Duma, as well as Leaf, and we've got Julian. Now, of those three, Julian is actually the most recent unit, and Julian is just a regular hero, a new hero in the game. But despite Julian's recency, I really don't think you should be going for him here. He doesn't have anything that I think would be on the level of what you would be wanting from a legendary or mythic hero banner. Duma's there, and Duma's fine. I think he does his job, honestly. A lot of people give him a bad rap, but I think he's fine. Legendary Leaf, honestly, kind of carries colorless. Without Legendary Leaf, colorless would be kind of dead in the water, I would say. So Legendary Leaf is really standout. I mean, he's amazing. So he's definitely somebody that you would go for. And honestly, I think Legendary Leaf may even just, in my mind at least, it carries the color so that it's as good as blue, if not better than blue. So in my mind, I would put red and green at the top, with red slightly edging out green personally. And then below that, I would have colorless, and then that edging out basically blue. So that's kind of how I would think about it. Obviously, it's going to be relative to what you have in your barracks and your own personal needs as far as your team composition and what you're missing, what key components you're missing. The general rule of thumb on a legendary and mythic hero banner is if you are missing 2 units on a specific color that you would not mind getting, so you're targeting at least 2 units on a specific color, it is then worthwhile to snipe for that color because the rates then work in your favor. If you're only looking for 1 unit of a particular color, you probably should wait. So that would be my recommendation personally. Me personally, I really like Plumeria. I love her design. I would really like to get a copy of her, so I think I am going to go in for her. I'm actually missing both of the other reds, so it kind of works out just fine. So I'll be making a valiant effort to try to get her and get some Lewd Dreams. We'll see how that ends up going. So let me know in the comments below if you're excited for Plumeria or any of the other units on the banner. Hopefully you all enjoyed. If you did, please feel free to leave us a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more Fire Emblem Heroes content. We thank you all so much for watching and for taking time out of your day to spend with us. We really, really do appreciate it. I hope you're all staying safe, healthy, secure, and united out there, and wishing you all the very best, and your friends and family the very best as well. And until next time, let's protect those skies.